Hi, this is Fran with Stampendous, and I wanted to show you why I've added this fine line masking fluid pen or mask pen to the lineup of the simple art supplies we'll be using this year. And so if you can see over here, this card would have been very difficult to do much of any other way. And having tried a whole bunch of different options, I found a perfect solution in this. So let me show you why. I actually spent quite a bit of time comparing all different types of masking fluids, markers, and pens, and on several of them in doing my testing I ruined some brushes or spent money on a rubber applicator, and all of that was very frustrating and I was not happy with the results until I discovered this fine line masking pen, and it worked so beautifully that I wanted to give you an opportunity to understand how it works. As a preface, I'll say that sometimes you do a paper mask to cover up one area to stamp something different on another part, and that's one type of masking that works better just for stamping. I even tried stamping my balloon on some masking tape, and with simple shapes you could cut that out, and that could be used to cover up an area that actually worked okay, even with my wet painting over the top. And I was able to cover up that spot, and then when I go to paint the blue behind it, it keeps that area clean, and then I can come back and paint other colors into the balloon. But the little dots and things on the side here would not have been easy to do much of any other way. And so let me show you. So when you get it in the package like this, it has quite a bit of information on it. And I've opened this one up. And as you can see, it has an amazing metal spout. And the unique thing is that in the cap, it has a wire that fits perfectly down into that metal spout. And that's what keeps it clean and keeps it from drying out. And it gives me an incredibly fine line here. So I will just show you how I'm just pressing on the bottle a little bit. I'll make a bead all the way around the perimeter. And even though you'd think it's so fine it might take forever, it doesn't, because now that I have started it, I will fill in. I'm squeezing a little bit more to fill in the area in the middle. Okay, and I find it works the best to come just inside the lines like that. Okay, so I can do incredible detail, and then to do all those little dots, I can simply, without even pressing much at all, do some other little bits around it. And it has just a little bit of a blue tint to it to help me see where I've placed the color. Now it is important that when you're not using it, you put the cap back on. There we go. Okay. Once it fits in, it'll go all the way down, and you can screw it tight. And that way it's not drying up, you're not losing it, and you can come back later and work with it just as easily. And just to show you inside, it has this in the inside, and this little piece works as another cover over that, and then your wire in the top. So I will just warn you that if you leave the cap off for days like I did, it may dry up in that spout. So, and the wire is the only thing that clears it. So you do want to put the cap on, and then it will keep it perfectly to use and go all the way through. So once you empty a bottle, do save the bottle, because you can use it with hot water as a plunger to push water through the spout. But I didn't find another bottle the same size, so I'm not able to do anything more with this one that I carelessly just left uncapped for days. Actually, we were doing some photos. So okay, so let me show you now. So this takes, depending on how large an area you have filled in, it will take differing amount to dry. but I've done one ahead so that you can see how it goes here. And once it's dry, you can touch it, feels kind of rubbery, and that would let you paint all the way across the whole surface. And so let me show you the next steps. We're actually going to be working with this in video, I think 103, but for right now, I'll just give you the fast forward here. So here you can see an example where I will be teaching you how to paint the negative space and leave the daisies white. But this would be an option if you wanted a more precise effort to fill it in and let all of this dry, and then you can paint quite randomly over the top. And I'll show you another one here. So this one is ready to paint. All of these areas have had a chance to dry. And then when I painted everything in, this area down here now, I will show you all it takes to remove it is just rubbing it. And it's like rubber cement, just with finger pressure, it's going to come away. And all those little bits can be brushed off, revealing all the nice, still clean areas. And I did find it was best to paint all the background area first and then come back in and paint the flowers. Rubbing off the masking did lighten, like if I had painted pink underneath on the flowers, rubbing it off might have lightened both the ink lines and the pink a little bit. So do the backgrounds and then come back in and paint the area that had been masked. Okay, and that's where you can see the value of using this mask pen with such precision and perfect application and easy release.